Let's read some Glitch in the Matrix stories, part 102. Family of Ghosts. I worked as a hotshot delivery driver. It's last mile emergency deliveries. We would pick up medical equipment, medicine, and surgery equipment from the airport and take to hospitals or people's homes, deliver specimens from hospitals to labs, and many other specialized deliveries. Drivers are independent contractors on 24-hour call, and it's up to you as a driver whether or not you would take the job. One of the most common deliveries was after hours, anytime between 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. from pharmacy to long-term care facilities. Some call them nursing homes, but I don't care for that term, so we abbreviate LTCF. A lot of the drivers would decline them because they paid very little and were not worth getting out after hours because they lived in the suburbs. I lived in a mid-city neighborhood and I was only blocks from most of the LTCF, so I took the jobs because they usually only took me 15 minutes or so, and even though they paid little, they would add up nicely. The LTCF had keypad locks and you needed a code to enter and exit for the safety of the residents because many of them would possibly wander off otherwise. At one particular facility, the entrance I used for delivery was at the end of a hallway of the residents' rooms. The lady in the room closest to the exit would always try to get my attention. Hey, hey, in a loud whisper, trying to keep the staff from hearing her. And most of the time I ignored her, but sometimes I would stop and say hi depending on my mood. She would say one of a few things, either, "Do you have the code to the door?" or, "What is this place? My son brought me here yesterday and left me." Or, "When you leave, take me with you. I need to check on my house. They won't take me home." And lastly, and less often, she would say, "Why are you rushing? Come see me," while patting next to herself on the bed like she wanted me to sit. It was sad and she was very sweet. Obviously, I didn't have time to visit, so I'd always say, "Okay, be right back." Sometimes she would have visitors, a man who seemed age enough to be her son. He seemed like he was probably in his 70s, but she seemed to be 100, so he could easily be her son. There was a middle-aged woman, maybe 40s or 50s, and two young women, maybe late teens or early 20s. I saw them and guessed that it was her family. It was not always all four of them, just like family visits occur. When they were there, she didn't notice me, or she would smile and wave, but never said hi, she just stared. I live downtown USA, I'm black and they're white, and for them to stare and not speak isn't that odd. I just assumed they're bigots and fuck them. But I did notice that they dressed like Amish people, but that's not so weird either. There's a large community of fundamental Christians that dress like that here, and they are racist AF, so it all made sense, and I didn't care anyway. Some great time after I first saw her, like 2 years later, my small group from church went there to visit one of the members' grandpa who had recently become a resident. I told my friends, I'm gonna go visit this old lady I see at night when I deliver here. I walked down the hallway where her room is, but I couldn't find it, so I figured I must be disoriented because the place is huge and we came in through the main entrance, and I always enter on that hallway fire exit door. So I got in my car and I drove to the door. I had the code, so I let myself in to the concern of two workers who were cleaning. I explained myself and told them I'm coming to visit a resident who I made friends with when I delivered. The room that should have been the old lady's room is a soiled linens closet / laundry room. I was shook. I didn't even ask the workers. I already knew that I had been seeing a ghost several times a week for 2 years. But was the visiting family also all ghosts? Who were they? The next time I went there to deliver, it was 3 a.m. If you don't know, those places are very spooky in the wee hours anyway. And you guessed it, Ghost Granny's bedroom was there. I ran past it. Someone or something was in there, but I hauled ass past it. I didn't look. When I came back, only the 70-year-old appearing ghost was in there. I screamed, "You're dead. You don't belong here." But baby, let me tell you, I said it to the wind because I was running like hell out of that door. I got permission to enter on the opposite hallway from then on, and I never went back that way. That was such a good one!